time. Everything is about time. The time it has taken for the administration to recognize that you should wear a mask, the time it took, 98 days, just under about 100 days to reach 1 million people infected in the United States. Half that time to reach 2 million, 43 days, 27 days to reach 3 million people, 16 days to reach 4 million. Terrible. You know, we keep saying you want to open the schools, you want to open the economy, defeat this virus. And yet, delay, distortion, denial has taken us to a place where we have 4 million people. But right now, we are focusing on this one subject, the extension of the unemployment insurance benefit. This is central to the well-being of America's family. What do the Republicans and the White House have against working families in our country that they would begrudge them $600 of, absolutely necessary sustenance? As Mr. Kildee said, we hear calls all the time, people crying on the phone, crying on TV, crying. They're in pain. It's about their dignity and how they meet the needs of their children. And why? Because the Republicans are derelict in their duty, taking off for the weekend instead of being ready all these months without preparing something to begin with. When we had our offer, they make their offer. Now 2 months and 8-10 days have gone by, and where are they? And where is their offer, which earlier this week they said we would see in 24 or 48 hours? They're in disarray, and their disarray is causing great, great damage to America's working families. This is an alarm that needs to be sounded as loudly as possible about what are we doing here if we are not addressing the needs of people who have lost their jobs through no fault of their own. And as Mr. Davis said, they tell them to go to work. Go to work. You're an essential worker. You must go to work. And when you go to work and there are no protections, you have no recourse. And if you don't go to work because you're afraid that you're going to bring the infection home to your children, you don't get unemployment insurance. But Mr. Neal, the distinguished chairman, he has always been there for the people who need it the most, as countered by the Republicans who are there for people who have the most. So when they talk about $600, I want to review the fact that they put $2 trillion onto the national debt to give a tax break to the wealthy, 83% of the benefits to the top 1%.